Virtual office hours at iZooto. Today we have a fresh face in the panel. We have with us today Aditya Krishna. Hi, Aditya.
Hi everyone.
All right, Aditya is a demand gen marketer at iZooto. He focuses on demand generation and CS enablement. We have with us Neha from product marketing. Hey, Neha,
Guys.
love that energy. Is this the lockdown energy that you have?
Not really, but yeah.
All right, cool. And then we have with us Shrikant Kale, the usual culprit. Hey, Shrikant, what's happening today?
Hey, hi. Good, doing good. How about you? How are things?
Pulling it off, pulling it off. One day at a time. That's what I've told myself. One day at a time. Okay, guys, thank you so much for this for joining us today. Today's topic is something that is becoming more and more. It's becoming more and more critical as the world gets sucked into the COVID lockdown. Right. I'll read out the title of a couple of articles to you guys, and that'll give you a sense of what's really happening here right now. And it's in fact it's not even the it's okay. So here's the first one. The coronavirus's next big casualty. The nation's biggest story could devastate the news industry. Right. Uh, Newspapers that survived the World War shut down in 3 weeks. Right. The print media has been taken by a shock of their lives. Right. They have the strongest punch has been delivered in the gut of the print industry. Right. Uh, they've been the worst hit because of coronavirus. Now, at the same time as these print publications are now scrambling left, right, and center to trying to go digital, they need to figure out their digital strategy, right? Having said that, uh, when you Google for the keyword publisher marketing strategy, you would not find a lot of stuff on the internet. Simply because for the longest time, and Neha will help me finish the sentence, publishers relied on two people for their marketing, and they were.
So for the longest of the time, which is what we refer to as traditional publishing, the audience, the publishers, everybody relied on the delivery guys, the print
Yeah.
industry to get the news out there and reach their target audience. But with the onset of this new trend, with the onset of internet, everything changed. It was just content and the audience, and in between there was internet,
Yeah.
which changed everything.
Right. And digital was controlled by two guys. One guy was called Google, the other guy is called Facebook, right?
Right.
And that's the lay of the land for us right now. Two people controlled digital. Everybody said, hey, you know what, just go and crack Google and you have figured out marketing. Everybody said, go and crack Facebook and you figure out marketing, right? The problem remains, you no more can crack Google and Facebook, right? Simply because they're changing faster than ever before, right? You can at best play a catch-up game with them, right? You can never crack them really, right? So what we will be today discussing is a very simple topic, right? How should these publishers who are today scrambling left, right, and center, trying to figure out their digital strategy, right, look at marketing? And while they look at marketing and they understand marketing, right, how should they be building their marketing stack? Every company has its own stack, right? The internet today is filled of people talking about their collaboration stack, which consists of Zoom or Slack or Teams and Trello and Asana and Jira and whatnot, right? But today we will focus on a slightly different industry, publishers and their marketing stack, right? Let's dive into what our marketing stack looks like, right? And I think Aditya is the best person to sort of answer that question. Aditya, what's up?
I'm good. Uh,
Yeah.
so, I mean, we use a lot of tools here at iZooto itself
Mm-hmm.
for email marketing, for our CRM, so there's HubSpot. Then for A/B testing and for ensuring that we record the session replays, we have Fresh Marketer. Uh, for a live chat, we use Drift. Am I forgetting any other tools? Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much of some. I mean, a lot of things there.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of tools there, right? There is marketing. So, particularly what you said right now was there is marketing automation happening on HubSpot. There is conversational marketing and sales happening via Drift, which is a chat product, and then and then there is analytics happening using likes of Fresh Marketeer or Google Analytics and some of these tools, right? Now, these tools help us accomplish specific goals, right? Now, before we sort of start discussing about what the marketing stack would sort of actually look like, right? We'll have Neha and Shrikant sort of take a quick stab at what should be kept in mind while building the marketing stack in the first place, right? Shrikant, what's your take on this one, right? How should one really look at marketing products while they sort of building the stack for the very first time?
I think what would form a base for the marketing stack, just like the SaaS tools or e-commerce tools out there, it would be the attribution and tracking tool.
Yeah.
So I'll name two tools there. One is GA, second one is Chartbit.
Yeah.
GA has been there, as long as people have been doing analytics on the digital platforms. GA has been the go-to tool. Whereas it comes to content sites or publishers, Chartbit, what they have done is they have created analytics, very actionable analytics for publishers. So whenever you define anything as an objective for your marketing campaigns, I think you would first start off with a tracking tool. The second would be the objective of your marketing activities. I look at it in two ways. The first one is, what is the problem that you're struggling with? Which part of the funnel is problematic? If we, describe the usual funnel, it will be acquisition, engagement, and retention, and there'll be set of tools to address, each of the part of the funnels, and depending on which part do you want to focus on, the tools would be different. That's one. And second one is on the basis of the process that the editor or the marketer would follow, right from creating content to publishing the content to distributing it. So I'll sort of look at a grid structure where we take the process into consideration, which is very specific to a publisher. And second is the funnel, which might be different for different types of or stages of businesses.
Right.
So yeah, that's how I would look at it.
Okay, so you sort of explained it in a very beautiful manner, right? That the underlying pieces are always super critical. So have your analytics in place, have your tracking in place, boom, bam, extremely important. And then sort of start looking at the funnel, right? Start looking at how people are sort of moving through that funnel and what do you do and what do you sort of need to do at what point in time. Super. Neha, I remember you sort of researched quite a bit on this topic, and you sort of almost, I think you also have a story on your name on this, right? What do you think? So let's sort of double click on what Shrikant said right now, specifically on the funnel. Some people call it funnel, some people call it flywheel. What's your take on that, right? And how should somebody? In fact, let me actually ask you this question: what does the funnel of what a publisher look like in the first place?
Okay, I'll get to that answer. But first of all, so Shrikant explained it really beautifully, but I want to highlight the basics of why should publishers build a marketing stack. So a marketing stack is a set of tools that publishers use to engage and retain the website visitors. While engagement part is always there while you build your marketing stack, most publishers, businesses, they always not exactly ignore, but somehow fail at accomplishing the retention part of publisher marketing stack.
That's true. Yeah, I
So
agree.
including tools that help you engage as well as retain your website audience, the own audience should be there, right? And coming to the second question, the publisher's flywheel, it starts with a new visitor. So whenever a new visitor lands on your website, it engages with your content. Sometimes, if the content is not very sticky or there have not been a lot of hooks on the page, the visitor simply. But if you have a proper marketing stack in place, you can convert that new visitor into a repeat visitor. When the new visitor becomes a repeat visitor, you can prompt the subscription, you can engage the user with notifications, with emails, basically their own audience marketing channels, and convert that repeat visitor into your audience. So that's
interesting. Okay.
That's where the flywheel starts. It starts from a new visitor, but ends at an audience, or preferably a paid audience, an audience that consumes your content but also likes to pay for it, which is highly advanced given the structure and how the trends are going ahead in publishing industry. But that's where we're looking at, probably by 2025. But yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so a very cool point, right? So there's an unknown visitor who comes at the top of the funnel, right? Figure out how to acquire them. Let's say these people come in and they consume content. They, if they like content, they come back, and that's when they become repeat visitors.
Right.
This gives you an incredible opportunity to convert them into a subscriber or an audience per se of your email list or your push notification list or your SMS list or your WhatsApp list and Telegram list and God knows what list, right? And that sort of gives you another opportunity to keep on engaging them consistently to convert them into a potential paying subscriber at some point, right? If you're paywall, right? If not, then just sort of ask them to just engage them consistently and hope that they talk about your brand, they share your brand's article, they share your articles on social, and drive more traction and drive more referrals to you, right? That's what finally it sort of all boils down to that one single point, right?
Right.
Interesting. Awesome. Cool. So, Aitya, I know you do a lot of you focus a lot on acquisition, on demand generation, which is to sort of figure out new ways of getting people on the website and then getting those people through the funnel, right? In your experience, right, how important, while publishers have always figured out, how to get people on the website, right? Mm-hmm. What do you but then fundamentally they've always operated, as Srikanth said, in a pipe manner. What comes in is what goes out, full stop, right? What do you think publishers can do to sort of convert this pipe into a flywheel or a funnel?
Mm-hmm.
What's your take there? Yeah.
So like Neha mentioned, right? I mean, a new visitors come to your website, they engage with your content, and if they really like your content, they will be, loyal to you, and they might, even share your articles with their friend circles and with WhatsApp and everything, right? So it's really, really important, at certain point, you convert these free readers into, your audience list.
Right.
You convert them into your email marketing list, or such as push notification subscriber list, and then keep them engaged with the content that they have shown interest in recently. So that's really important. You start building your audience, and then we start engaging with that audience. And obviously, like, if they really like your content, if they really relate to your brand, then yes, obviously, you have hit the lottery, and you'll get more referrals out of there.
Right. Interesting. So, so now, Iqbal, so let's sort of also go back to this point, right? We said, different ways of engaging with this audience, by pushing them more content, right? Let's sort of zoom in a bit more on this, right? She can help us understand, right? Let's say your three favorite ways of engaging these readers who come and go away at some point in time, right? What's your, what are your three favorite picks?
Um, so I think I'll name three. The first one is when the website visitors are there on your property, be it mobile or desktop. I think I see people using chatbots very effectively over there to engage with their current set of users.
Yeah.
That's one. Second is most of the users, as we know, spend time on either one of the social media tools, social media channels, be it Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. So a good social media management tool would be the next one. And third one is, when you know better about your users, when they are left an additional touch point apart from the usual retargeting campaigns that you would do as a marketer. Let's say you have a touch point like email or push notification subscriber, true marketing automation experience for your users who are way ahead in their journey in that funnel. So those would be the three go-to tools, or probably three ways of engaging your website visitors.
Interesting stuff, right? Now, again, let's sort of try to further zoom in on this one again. So, Neha, what would be your three favorite campaigns on these three tools? Let's pick up marketing automation because that's the one which is most sophisticated, gives you a lot of imagination as well, right? So let's say if you were using push notifications or emails, right? What kind of emails would you want to send to your readers to sort of bring them back, right? And you can't send newsletter.
So for me, I think engagement works really well when you're interacting with the user. Campaigns out there has to be organizing contests and announcing the winners from your own personal social handle. Because when you are a brand and you have a following and you are engaging with the followers, it is always, so you just don't have to engage. You have to exchange ideas, exchange thoughts, learn, teach, talk. So I think the interaction is there. The campaign and the marketing automation that would do really great.
Got it. Perfect. Now, okay, I had my video off because I was facing some issues with bandwidth. But again, going back. So, Aditya, I know you design a lot of workflows. You do a lot of segmentation. You play around with every single marketing tool ever known to mankind, right? So, help us understand, right? How would you go about segmenting these readers? Like, what do you think are the most important segments that, let's say, a news site should be building?
So I mean, all these segments, like according to me, should be built on what kind of pages these readers are, going on to. So for example, I have a news website and I have a lot of content around sports. I have content around politics, and all the categories which are there, right?
Yeah.
So I would, want to create segments basis these categories first. So for example, someone who's interested in politics, I would want to, push news related to that category only. And maybe, I can try a combination of audience there as well. Right? So, I mean, for example, let's say someone who's interested in cricket as well as politics. So, I mean, let's say Sachin Tendulkar, he goes and attends the assembly. I mean, that would be for both the audience. One follows politics and one follows cricket.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So that's the first one. So you're saying segment them by the kind of content they're consuming, right? This is the category of content they're consuming. Fantastic. That's one. What else?
So second would be how much content are these guys consuming? So for example, say someone is coming to your website and every day for like 2 or 3 times. And then there is someone who's coming for like just one time and then he's going away. I mean, so these people need to be treated differently. I mean, you want to engage the person who's coming only once, a lot more time than the person who's already coming to your site 3 or 4 times.
Right.
So
Got
based
it.
on how many times they are coming to your website, so that would be another segment.
So yeah, interesting, right? So you're saying the frequency of visits, right? So the recency and frequency are also powerful levers there. Interesting. I have the third one in my head right now before before you go. The third one that I think would be relevant.
Is it people who just came to your website and then they didn't show up for like a week or month?
Okay, so that's that's okay. Hang on, okay? No, not this one. I have a different one. But I was thinking around focusing on content format.
Okay.
So I know a lot of millennials love binging on video content, right? Uh, a lot of boomers love just scrolling through images, right? Some people love reading columns, long opinion articles, right? So doing one more segment on the basis of the kind of content that people are consuming. So a video guy gets more videos, right? Somebody who loves reading text articles only, they only get text articles, right? And so on and so forth. And for the matter, also try crisscrossing as well, right? Try inducing a different behavior. So if I'm only reading text articles, right? Suddenly the breaking news about sticking with the breaking news, which has video of best practices on Corona, right? How do you save yourself from Corona, right? So yeah, but then again, that's a very I think it can be a pretty interesting use case to explore as well. Yeah, do you want to add something here as well? A campaign or a kind of segment which you would want to use right now in this case? Yeah,
Didn't
he's
talk about
frozen
the.
awkwardly. No, you're not.
Okay,
Okay, now you're not. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
all right. I think we should also consider geolocations in the segments.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's one uh, crucial point that we
Yeah.
missed.
Hyperlocal is the next fix. Is the next. Yeah. I mean, going local is always big, right? And obviously, a lot of news is local. Is locally is centric to the
Right.
state or the city or the community itself. So yeah, obviously, very very valid point, of course, right? Shrikant, do you want to add something which will make these campaigns slightly more effective as well?
Okay, I guess segmentation itself is a very broad topic to address. We can probably uh, get into details of it in the next discussion, but I'll want to briefly touch upon the type of segments that a marketer can create. And it totally depends on the type of campaign that you want to execute. The things to look at would be uh, demography, first demography and technology. So age, gender, location, the type of device that you are using, all those would fall under demography and technology. Second one would be behavioral, the activity that users are doing, or the way they are consuming your content, or the other activities that they are doing on your website. If you want to target them on the basis of that, that will be the second aspect. And third one would be psychographic details. Psychographic details are usually derived attributes. Interest, for instance, are built over a period of time. So let's say as a user, if I'm consuming more content for a topic, say economics or sports, then depending on how often do I consume that content, or how frequently, how much time do I spend on such categories, there could be a score assigned to me, and that would be the psychographic segmentation. It totally depends on which campaign do you want to execute. Let's say if there is a breaking news and you want to get in touch with maximum of your subscribers or users, then probably you don't require any segmentation.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have published a topic which is very specific to a location and very specific to a particular topic. Let's say COVID cases in India. You'll use these two filters: people consuming content related to this and users from India. So yeah, I mean, it depends on what type of campaign you want to execute. But those would be the parameters that you should focus on.
Got it. Interesting, right? So it's kind of cool that we started off from building a publisher marketing stack, and we zeroed down all the way till the kind of campaigns we want these publishers to be sending, right? So guys, thank you so much for your time. It's I think we're already past our scheduled time, but yes, I'll do a quick summary of what we discussed today. We spoke about how building a publisher marketing stack is more critical than ever before. We spoke about that you should look at the life cycle of the reader, right? Right from the point where they enter your website as an anonymous visitor, as an anonymous random visitor, right? And how you can convert that anonymous reader into a repeat visitor, into a subscriber, into your audience, into a loyal audience, to a paying subscriber. And that's flywheel that which you really want to set in motion. And then to sort of figure out different tools which will help you actually enable this and execute this efficiently, right? From tracking tools like Google Analytics, which help you track user journeys, right? Who is reading what, the basics of it, to much more in-depth, insightful tools like Chartbeat, which will give you a lot deeper visibility in terms of what kind of content is trending with what kind of audience, right? And then you go slightly more deeper where you say, okay, given the fact that I understand my users and I also know who is on my website, can I use this opportunity to convert now how do I sort of go about engaging with these users using push notifications, email, chatbots, and whatnot, right? And then once you have the engagement strategy chalked out for yourself, that's when you go and say, okay, now how do I start driving specific conversion goals, which could be getting these users to share on socials, which could be getting these users to pay me if you have a paywall, right? And set the flywheel in a hard motion, right? Cool, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today and for the insights, right? I hope you all stay COVID safe and keep smiling. Thank you.